Hi, I'm Liz with The Art of Frosting, back with some cake decorating basics. Today I've got something a little different, and it's really a good opportunity to show you that sometimes your decorations are not the star of your arrangement. So I have this gorgeous, I don't know what you'd call it, it's a cake stand really, that Carl from ThewoodshopTV made for us. I'll link the video to that at the end. It's fascinating. It's got this gorgeous offset base. I hope you can see that here. And this beautiful wood. So my challenge was to make something that helps make this be the star, but is also very pretty in itself. So I decided to make something a little bit whimsical. I'm going to make wisteria cascading down the sides. Now, we did wisteria once before, but it wasn't the star of the show. This is going to be the star of the show, this cake. It's going to be a very simple and yet whimsical cake. So let's get started. So I'm starting with an extra tall 6-inch round cake. This has really become the fad, these tall 6-inch round cakes. It's very much in right now. And it also fits my cake table that it's not overpowering. It's going to be beautiful and pretty in the center, but not overpowering. So I really like this size. It's already blocked and filled, and I've sprayed just a little green around the base. Now, if you have an airbrush, you can do that. If you have the Wilton spray colors, you can do that. Or you can also do a little bit of an ombre effect with just a little bit of green icing and blend it in on the sides. That would work too. Now, the reason I have the green at the base is I need a little what we call weight. The color is going to ground this to the top of that wood surface. So I wanted that the heaviness not to be all here because our flowers are going to be coming down the side, and otherwise it would look a little top heavy. So let's get started. We're going to start with our wisteria foliage first. And what I have is a bag with that number, I guess it's a 362, it's a leaf tip. Okay, I'm starting with my leaves. We're not going to have a border here because our wisteria is going to cascade over, and I want this really to have a more natural look. So I'm going to start with my leaf tip here, and I'm going to start just on the side, and I'm going to squeeze and let it build a little bit bigger, and then move down. What we're doing is we're mimicking that lacy effect that wisteria foliage has. And we want to move around the cake, and we want these to be different lengths and angled just a little bit different. So kind of use a bit of an S shape. We want it to have a loose effect, so now this one's going to be much shorter. And we're just going to move around the cake like that. Some of them need to come all the way down. I needed to move the cake down onto the flat surface so that I can get the right angle. Up on the turntable it's a little too tall. I've got a 104. Now you guys are used to me using a 124, and you can use a 124 for this as well. I wanted just a smaller petal, and I'm also going to use a lot of pressure control to keep small petals at the base and move up. So 104 I think is best for this. The wisteria is basically a sweet pea. So I'm going to start on the side here. My bag might be just a little in your way. Squeeze and then rock backward like that. See how it gives a little fold? That is essentially the sweet pea petal. And we're going to move up the side here. Okay, and as I get to the side, I'm going to fill out that wisteria like that. Okay, that's one of the smaller ones. We're going to move around the cake. I've got to be real careful here and turn. There we go. And the next one, I want to start all the way down here. Again, rock forward and back. Forward and back. You want to keep these loose. Change directions so that they don't end up uniform. Some of them as they come up can start to be double. And this one's going to be just a little farther back and taller. And we're going to move around our cake like that. As we're finishing up here, I'm going to go ahead and fill out the top just a little bit more so that it looks a little more finished. I wanted you to notice that, of course, I have variegated this bag, and you can see all the colors. It's filled with lavender, and the lavender is mixed loosely with the purple, meaning that I made pink and I made purple, and then I put them in the bag together, mix them slightly so that I get a little bit of pink, a little bit of purple, and then I also variegated with white. And when we get it on the pedestal, you'll see how as I piped around, the petals changed colors, which is perfect. It's exactly what we want. So I have very delicately put my cake back on, and here's what you do to move a cake like this. You just use your spatulas on either side just to shift it. You want to make sure it's centered before you put your bottom border on. And I'm going to turn it slightly for you so you can see the variegation in color. And that really adds so much. Just that simple step of putting more than one color in your bag at the same time. So, like I said, I really want my cake base to be the star. So I debated on what kind of a border I want here, and I've decided that I really want a very simple green border so that the whole thing feels organic and down into the cake. And I just have a number 4 writer here, also striped with some green, darker green, a little bit of yellow, kind of all just put in there together. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a braid with my writing tip. So just as though I had a star, I'm going to do a straight shell up and a straight shell down. Now I'm being really careful to just not touch the wood as much as I can. It's sealed, but I don't want to stain it. So I'm just going along the edge of my cake very delicately with this braid. So I want to say thanks again to Carl at ThewoodshopTV for letting us feature this beautiful cake stand. I just love it, and I'm really happy with the way this cake turned out. I think that this was the perfect thing for this base. That's always not so easy. So as a decorator, it's one of those things you have to figure out the right balance for everything. So as always, please subscribe. It's free. You can join me on my blog at www.theartoffrosting.blogspot.com. You can email me with cake decorating questions at cakedecoratinginstructor@gmail.com. Don't forget to like us. Don't forget to share. And you can find me at Facebook at The Art of Frosting. That's a whole lot of places. Thanks again. I'm going to give you one more really good look at the turntable and the cake together. See y'all again really soon. Once again, you can see this cake stand made at Carl Jacobson at ThewoodshopTV, and we will link that video right here.